Hey guys, Desi here, and today I just want to go over trade recaps for January 23rd and go over the trading session we had today. Overall, it was a really nice day. We had two alerts, and both of them were winners. And now let's break down what I was looking for and what I saw when I took these alerts. So, this is just a 1 minute chart. I'm actually going to go to the 5 minute and 15 because that's what I was using for the first play. But as you can see, we had a very choppy open, and then ultimately we started, squeezing up to this 398 level. This was something that I was watching for on the 5 minute chart. I'll show you guys right now. And it was this level here at 398.13. So once we had this little rip up, we started rejecting, and I on higher time frame, not even higher time frames, more like higher intraday time frames, so like the 5, 15, 30, I'm playing the body of the candle close instead of the wick, because I found out this is more effective than playing the wick on these, on these type of moves. Especially taking weekly contracts, you want closes above a level instead of waiting for the wick. So we had two rejections. So we was wicking, and then we had two body closes right under this 398.12 level, and that's where I marked out. And I was telling everyone on voice chat, right above here, I am going to start taking SPY longs once we get this breakout of this level. And as you can see here, in the next 5-10 minutes, we got this breakout, and this is actually where we entered our longs. So I alerted January 26 calls because I wasn't really comfortable with taking 0DTs up here. So I was buying some time on these contracts and bought some weeklies, and we caught a really nice move up all the way. So I sold my last contract at 40%, but I know some people held, and they caught some really nice gains, over 100% on these weeklies just off that. So once again, I waited for the candle close on this one. Once we started rejecting, I was waiting for this candle close. Make sure this closes above that 398.12 level, and that's exactly where we did, and that's where I took my longs. And my stop loss was right, below this 398.10 level as well. And let me show this to you guys on the 15-minute chart. Look at this 15-minute chart. It closed really bullish. We were having a wicks, but once we got this breakout, we had a really nice move back up to this 402 level. So once we started, consolidating at that 402 level, and we started forming this small little flag here. So let me go to the 5 minute. I actually posted this. I was telling everyone, keep this in mind, keep this in watch, just in case. And it actually did play out very nicely. As you can see here, we had that upper trend and that lower trend. Personally, I did not play this because price is moving a little bit too slow for my liking. And I really wasn't comfortable taking longs all the way back up to higher day. I was, more of just waiting to see if we could get a move to the downside, off this level, because we're getting pretty high on SPY here, and we're nearing that. We're right above that trend line for all time, that all-time trend line since all-time high. And I was watching if we could get a move down and start rejecting after we took out 402, trap some buyers here and move to the downside. And for this play, I was looking at the 1 minute chart because I did trade 0DT SPX on this play. So when I'm scalping, I'm gonna still be using that 1 minute chart for entries and exits, because that's the most effective way, personally, I think, to trade these 0DT, especially when it's like pretty late in today. It was around almost 11 where I took this trade. So I just had something like this marked out when I was taking this trade. It was a very narrow trend, but the trend was definitely there after this flag break. So my chart was literally looking like this. So I had this, something like that. This is how my chart was looking when I took this downside. So I was looking at SPX puts here. I forget what strike we took, but I was looking at SPX puts here, and I tried to fill right on this break here, like right before even break. I tried to fill here at 2 a contract. However, I did not get that fill, and we moved all the way down to like 2.6, 2.7, or up to 2.7 really quickly on the SPX cons. And I entered my position. I alerted. However, they ran right when I alerted, right? But on this pullback here, the contracts got destroyed, which was, I was surprised, because the contracts are at 4, then it moved back into 2.8, and this is what I told everyone. I was like, this is a great time for entry, because we pulled back, and I still think we can see downside off this trend break, and that's exactly what we got. I told the Discord that I was planning on holding to 400 on SPY. So we held through all this, still below the EMAs trending. Remember, EMAs are good for trend days, not when we're ranging or chopping. That's when it's not effective. I use them on trend days. So I wrote them all the way down. I had my price target in mind at this 400 level, and we got a nice 180% gain here. I sold here at this 400 level because that was part of my trading plan. Yes, I missed on a 5 bagger. They actually ran to 500, 600%. However, I'm not going to complain because the trade played out exactly how I wanted to. We just held through these moves, and once we got to 400, I was watching this, and right before this candle even shot up, I was already out of this play. And then some held, some didn't. Obviously, I didn't hold any of these past this, but they ultimately ended up going 500% before this bounced towards the end of the day, which was at a pretty good level. Let me go to the 15-minute chart and show you this level here. If you go to the left side, you can see this level has been where we've been rejecting from previously, and we had this bounce here towards the end of the day off this level. So those are two trades that I took today. One was RDT, one was a weekly. Both, went over the entries on the weekly one. I would pay attention more on the weekly one because this was a really nice play and basically on how to play within the trend. Because a lot of people, they're scared. I don't want to say scared necessarily, but they're hesitant to take a play within the trend, and this is kind of a good way to see how you would do that, where you find a level of resistance here, and once that finally breaks through on the 5, 15, 30-minute time frame, you can start taking your longs and then trim on the way up according to your levels or percentages, depending on how you like to trim your contracts. We had this mini bull flag that actually did break out and made new highs and then rejected off this trend line on the 1 minute, and we took the shorts right about here, and we caught it 180%. So that's the trade recap for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that helps, and great way to start the week, and let's keep pushing forward the rest of the week.